Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby with Fitness is Medicine, and today I'm going to give you a good workout that you can do in your home again. And we're going to start with some dumbbells and a fit ball. And the other thing that you will need is a step. So any step in your house will do. If you happen to have either a step stool or just the bottom step of your staircase works great for this. That's all you need, is just one step. So I have two different sets of dumbbells. So I have a lighter weight and a little bit heavier weight. We're going to do some chest flies and then some biceps and shoulders. So if you only have one set, that's okay. I would go with a little bit lighter set though, because chest flies can be a little bit more difficult. So we're going to start off, make sure you start off with a warm-up before you come to this. So if you need to, press pause and go do a quick walk or ride your bike, or if you have an elliptical or something like that. So we're going to start off with some chest flies. I'm going to go through all of these once, and then you can either stop after each exercise that I do and do 2 to 3 sets. Lots of people like to do it that way. Or you can do them all through with me, and then you can do them all again a couple more times on your own. So lots of times people like to do that way, and then if they need to make adjustments in the second or third sets, they've got that time. You can press pause, you can rewind it and do it with me again, or just do it on your own. But then if you need lighter or heavier weights, and if you want to take the time and do more repetitions in those sets, that's a good way to increase the intensity, or fewer repetitions if you're finding it's a little bit too difficult. All right, so we're going to start with some chest flies with a bridge on the ball. So what I want you to do is get your fit ball if you have it. If not, you can just do this on the floor, lying on your back with your knees bent. So I'm going to sit on my ball and I'm going to walk out to a bridge with my shoulders and my head just resting on the ball. So I'm going to start with my weights straight overhead. Remember, always keep your shoulders away from your ears for all of your upper body exercises. And I want you to bring those weights out to the side and right back up. If you start this and you realize you have too heavy a weight, go ahead and find something lighter. Or if that's all you have, you can bend your elbows and make it a little bit easier. Shorten that lever and make it easier. And if you're really finding that this hurts your shoulder and you don't like these, just do a chest press instead. So we can just mix that up and do a chest press if these chest flies are too much. Make sure you're breathing, keeping those hips pointed up towards the ceiling. So you want a nice flat table from your knees to your shoulders. And this should be pretty comfortable on your neck and shoulders. Just letting them rest on the ball. Having that sustained bridge hold is really getting those hamstrings and those glutes. So if you are doing this on the floor, you can do it in a bridge or just do it with your back flat. Whatever feels comfortable and feels like a challenge to you. Okay, now walk back up. Next we're going to do some step-ups. So instead of going all the way up and down today, I want you to just hold your foot on that step. So I'm just using my little step stool that I had from when my kids were little, because I don't have another step in here. My fitness steps are at my gym, but you don't need anything fancy. You can use the bottom step of your staircase, or a little footstool like this. You can even use a higher step if you really want that challenge. But what I want you to do is put your foot up on that step, and we're going to slowly go up and then slowly lower down. So the goal is to maintain that quad contraction a little bit more. So we're not going fast up and down, we're going nice and slow. This is also a good balance challenge, so I'm going to turn towards the camera a little more. I want you to keep that knee in alignment right over that ankle. We're just going to go slowly up and down, really working on that muscle control. Many times going down on stairs is what hurts people's knees, and part of that is we need a little bit more muscle strengthening around that knee. So slowly up and down. Do this, you can use the railing if you need to have that for balance, or if you are using a step like I am, do it next to a railing or something sturdy to hang on to if you do find you're losing your balance. But challenge yourself and don't hang on, just keep your hand close because this is a good balance challenge as well. Slowly up and down. Think about keeping your hips stable here. And you want your knee going straight each time. If you're doing this nice and slowly, you should be feeling it in your quads and also back here in your hips and your glutes. All right, let's switch. Slowly up and down. You may find that you're having a hard time going slowly down. So if you need to, hang on there so you can get that muscle control, so you can really go slowly down so you're not, sort of plopping back down. Nice and slowly, both directions. Really working on that muscle control, those quads that are so important. And you're also keeping strong in that hip. You don't want to let that hip go out to the side. You're keeping that hip nice and strong. This is a really good full leg exercise. Okay, last one. Great. Okay, now grab a little bit heavier weight if you have them, or you can use the same weight you were using for the chest flies and just, you can go slower or do more if you need a little bit more challenge. So we're going to do bicep curls into shoulder press. So let's add a little challenge and do it in a tandem stance. I like to always challenge that base of support. Keep your shoulders down, all the way up to your shoulders, straight up overhead. When you go down on your bicep curl, make sure your elbows go all the way straight. So I'm gonna curl up, press up, and then all the way down straight. It's tempting to stop here and then go back up, but then you're not working the muscle in the full range of motion. So you want to work it all the way through the full range of motion each time. Make sure you're keeping your abs engaged here to protect your low back. If you're finding that you have back pain with this, go ahead and sit down. You can sit on a ball or you can sit on a bench and you can do the same exercise, still get the benefit for the arms without hurting your back. So we're going to do this 10 times. Make sure you're breathing. If you find that you're getting near the end and you're starting to kind of do this to lift your weights, then you're probably using a little bit too heavy of a weight. Or you just need to stop for that set. So don't continue if you find yourself swinging. You want to keep that torso nice and stable, giving you that good firm base of support. If you start swinging, you could hurt your back, you could hurt your shoulder. So we don't want to do that. Let's do this one more time. Whenever you start to break form, it means you should stop so that you don't end up injuring yourself. All right, next we're going to lower down to the ground and do some planks on our elbows. So, move my ball out of the way. So, like we've done in the past, you want to start down here. You want your elbows directly beneath your shoulders. Get those toes underneath you, and if you want, if you know that these are really challenging for you, you can start here on your knees. But challenge yourself. And let's start on your toes if you can. Keep those hips flat to the ground, or flat, not to the ground, but flat, not up like this. So you want to keep a nice straight line from your shoulders to your heels. If you need to, you can put one knee down and then switch. We're going to do this for 30 seconds, so hold it wherever you are feeling a good challenge. 3, 2, 1. Good. And then lots of times after a plank, it feels good to sit back into a child's pose and stretch. Okay, next we're going to do a balance exercise. airplane tip overs. So we're going to stand on one foot and tip back and forth. So I like to do this with my arms out to the side. Everything here is in a straight line. So you want your neck and your head and your body in a nice straight line. And you're going to tip forward and then tip back. So see if you can do it nice and slowly. Or just standing on that one foot. See if you can tip over so your body and your back leg are parallel with the floor. So this is also a really good hamstring exercise for that standing leg. If you need to make this a little more challenging, you can stand on a pillow or a balance disc or something, or a BOSU if you have it. That's going to be really challenging. You can also put your hands up overhead. And the goal is to do this for about 30 seconds, nice and slowly, back and forth. Or you can do like 10 on each leg, but the goal is to go really slowly. If you find that you're losing your balance, try it next to something where you can hang on, that you can grab. If you do lose your balance, Tubby's my helper again today, aren't you? Okay, switch feet. Reset, make sure your shoulders are relaxed, and then we're gonna tip over. The other thing you can do if you're really wanting an extra challenge is try to close your eyes. Once you take away that sensory input, it really makes it challenging. But make sure that you are somewhere safe and that you can grab onto a counter or a railing or something. And also just open your eyes if you do start to really lose your balance. But that's a really good way, is if you're really wanting to challenge that balance, if you do have really good balance, it's always something good to work on, because you don't want to start to lose it if you have a really good balance. So working on it, even though you're really good at it, is still important. Let's do a couple more, nice and slowly. After those bridges, you're probably really feeling it in those hamstrings. Okay, great. And for the last one, we're going to lower back to the ground and do a pike hold. So you can do this on a BOSU if you have one, or you can just do it on the ground. It's a challenge either way. So get up like this, your knees are bent, your feet are on the ground. We're going to lean back and hold a pike. So this is sort of the goal. You can bend your knees. You want to try to keep this tall. You don't want to be hanging into your back like this. So keep those abs engaged. The other thing you can do is bring those feet in a little closer, and you can put your hands on the ground if just picking your feet up off the floor is really challenging. So we're going to work on this for about 30 seconds. So find the place along here that works for you. Bend your knees, just pick them up off the floor, or if you can get to this, start here and then just kind of bring it in closer as you get tired, but really challenge yourself somewhere in there to really work on those abs and hold that balance. If you have any tailbone issues or pain down in here, you can stick a rolled up towel right under your sacrum here to kind of give you a little support while you're holding this. All right, good job everybody. Okay, do these through a couple more times and then follow with your stretches. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you need an alternative to any of these. If you just know that you can't do one of these, that's fine. I can give you an alternative to any of them. All right, take care everybody. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.